You know, part of the problem with being a YouTuber that covers news and stuff is that sometimes there's just so much to cover that I can't keep up. So it's rare that I do like a video back to back. I like to let the last one kind of stew and cook, so to speak. But I need to talk about this stuff because I flat out missed it. And I need to just get everything out in this video. I'll timestamp everything, as you know I do. But there's just so much to cover. There's also the Black Ops 7 beta, which, as you can see here with the gameplay, I am not playing. Instead, I am showing you one of my favorite XDefiant gameplays where I got a nuke completely normally playing solo because I was just good at the game when I played. And I didn't manipulate anything. And I didn't two-box. And I didn't use any sort of programs. I just played the fucking game and I got it because I worked for it and I earned it. It's a novel concept nowadays, but yeah, and you can probably hear it in my voice here. There is some good news today, but from what I have seen just in the past 24 hours, I'm pretty fucking pissed off. I'm so pissed off that I'm not going to open up a Blamewiser because, quite frankly, alcohol tends to take the edge off and I want to stay angry. So without further ado, let's get right on into the meat and potatoes here and let's talk about this Black Ops 7 beta and how it's colossally failed because, viewer, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. Whenever I post my first impressions of Call of Duty betas or Call of Duty games for the past 6 years, I've pretty much had mostly negative things to say. And I always get this kind of copium pushback from the most dedicated fanboys where they're like, hey, you suck, and this is not true, and the game's good. And then I like to come back like 6 months later when everyone hates the game, and I like to just reply to their comment and call them mentally regarded. However, I don't really have to do that this year. I have like a 97% upvote rate on my last video discussing my first impressions of the Black Ops 7 beta. Spoilers, it's so bad, I haven't touched it since that video, since I posted that stuff. Why would I go and watch that video and tell me like what kind of fucking mental case I would have to be after that experience, after 2 hours of that experience, to want to play the game again? No one in their right mind would. But let's take a look at these numbers because they are absolutely pathetic, and then we're gonna break them down in a comparison, and it is a completely fair comparison. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not pulling numbers out of my ass. I'm not being biased. I'm just showing you the fucking facts. So let's look at the numbers yesterday on Steam charts. This image was screenshotted at about 10 p.m. EST, which would be pretty much prime time, in that prime time kind of bracket. It would be 7 p.m. in, Cali and stuff like that on the West Coast. So pretty prime time, but we peaked at only 74,000 concurrent players in a 24-hour period. And I want you guys to keep in mind that this is with Black Ops 6 and Warzone combined with the beta. So the betas maybe pulling, I mean, we saw the numbers before that, probably about half of this. So maybe 35,000 concurrent players at any given time on the beta on Steam. That is fucking pathetic. I mean, guys, these numbers, if we look at the peaks on the right there, these numbers are about what they were in August 2025, when the game was really fucking dead. March 2025, August 2025, by all accounts, it is a disaster. And you won't believe how Activision responded to this, by the way. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover Dalek's incident at COD next. We're going to cover the no bathroom thing that happened in Warzone. We're going to do a direct comparison to the Battlefield 6 beta numbers, all after a brief word from this video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by WowCube. This is one of the coolest things I have ever seen. It feels like it's out of the future. I feel like I'm Michael J. Fox and I'm talking to Doc here about my DeLorean. But it's real. It's 2025 and it's here right now. So what is this? It is a Rubik's Cube meets a smart gadget. You twist, you shake, and play directly on 24 mini screens. WowCube can be integrated with your phone and your social media and stuff like that, so you can place it on your desk. get updates to the weather, get updates for meetings, get notifications, what have you. You can upload your own content to it, and it is open platform. So you can just develop stuff and put it on your cube if you want, games and apps. But my favorite thing to do with it actually is to use it as sort of a bedside mood lamp. And this is really, really helpful for helping me get to sleep, honestly. And there are an absolute ton, a plethora of games and apps to choose from. So guys, you can learn more at wowcube.com. Check the link in the description to get first dibs on their upcoming launch this October. Check it out. This is one of the coolest things I have ever seen, personally. And I think you guys will love it. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. Having more fun playing the WoW Cube than I am on the Black Ops 7 beta. I should really just uninstall that, by the way, but anyway, let's get back to the meat and potatoes here and talk about these beta numbers for Call of Duty, because yikes. And you might be saying, well, BT, this isn't the open beta and it's not the weekend yet. And you have a fair point there. I do agree there that the numbers will probably go up today and through the weekend and whatnot, especially when the beta becomes open. But it is so easy to get a code. They give them out like candy, man. Scump's been streaming and handing out codes like they got a gun to his fucking head. I think every code he gives out, he probably gets like 10 grand or something. So he's doing that. I mean, every streamer that's being paid to stream this game by Activision Blizzard, which is Scump, Swag, all those guys, Tim the Tap Man, they're getting paid out the ass to hand out codes like it's nothing. If you are a member of Xfinity, you get a code. If you watch the COD Next beta for a little bit, you get a code. If you follow Charlie Intel or Modern Warzone, you get a code. You could probably open a fortune cookie at your local Chinese restaurant and get a fucking code. You can even pre-order and then just cancel the pre-order. I mean, it's really easy. I think it's what most people are doing, actually, because the pre-order shot up right when the beta started, and it's no coincidence. They're just doing it to do that and then probably cancel after, but I digress. But when we compare it to the Battlefield 6 beta, you guys have to see this. It is insane. So a viewer of mine actually commented a direct comparison. So shout out to him. But let's just read this, okay? Battlefield 6 beta on a Thursday, during its first hour, 334,000 players, and this is documented, plus 100,000 more in the queue of the beta waiting to play. COD beta on a Thursday during its first hour, 73,500 players, including people playing Warzone and BO6 still. So cut that number in half. Both of these numbers are from the first hour of each game's early access period. Guys, Call of Duty had less than 10% of the player base. That's what we can assume here on the Battlefield 6 beta. If we take out Black Ops 6 and Warzone players, yeah, that's pretty much it. He goes on to say, you can't even use the excuse that its first hour was worse because it launched an hour earlier than people were expecting. It only peaked at 74,500 during its planned launch hour and has since dropped almost 7,000 players or 10% already. It's now lost 10,000 players in 3 hours. It's approaching 15% of its Steam player base lost in 3 hours. At this rate, it'll be dead in 7 hours, let alone 7 months. Edit 2, now lost 20% in 4 hours. Fucking yikes! Also, I don't know if you saw, but BF6 got to number 2 in global top sellers. It's above the Steam Deck, which has sold really well since it was announced. It's also above CSGO 2.0 in top sellers for the UK. I've never seen anything beat CS on that list. And then he goes on to say what I just said, it'll probably increase by tomorrow because zombies is like the only good thing with the entire franchise at this stage. So people are going to want to check that out. The zombies community is pretty dedicated. And really by tomorrow, I mean right now, because it is Friday. You know what? Let's check Steam. I'll do it live here at 3 p.m. EST. We are sitting at 63,000 players with a 66,000 24-hour peak. Are we even going to beat the peak from yesterday? Maybe we might get up to 80, 90,000. I would be shocked if we even hit 100,000 concurrent players on this piece of shit. Again, you can't use any excuse. They just raised the price of Game Pass, which I'm going to cover a little later on. The streamers that are shilling this game out and getting paid to lie to you, I'm going to cover them too. I'm not going to hold back in this video. I'm going to cover the employees that took a shit on Dalek at the Activision event. I'm going to cover the Warzone no bathroom thing that happened. There's so much to cover. Oh, maybe I should have got a beer for this. I want to cover content creators' reactions to the Black Ops 7 beta. There's so much. Where do I start? I mean, you guys have probably heard that they raised the price of Game Pass, right? They raised the price of Game Pass, so if you want to play Call of Duty this year, you gotta shell out $30 a month, the equivalent of $360 a year, if you just want to play Call of Duty on Game Pass. At that point, what is the point? If you play the game for more than 2 months, you might as well just buy the fucking game outright. When they announced this, I mentioned this before in yesterday's video, but it went over like a fart in church. Absolutely no one liked the change. Tons of people canceled their subscriptions. Let's take a look at it on Twitter here. From the Xbox Game Pass handle, it says, "We've got updates. Here's what's changing with Xbox Game Pass." And they got community noted. PC Game Pass was not mentioned despite them saying every tier is getting quote-unquote upgraded. It will see a 40% price increase with nothing new being added from $11.99 to $16.49 monthly. Game Pass can also no longer be acquired with reward points, and unmentioned change. There's also this. Xbox has removed the 10% discount that Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members could get on add-on content for Call of Duty, including removing the discount on Call of Duty points in Black Cell as part of the changes to Game Pass this week. Do you guys need any more proof that the numbers for the pre-orders for Call of Duty this year are in the toilet? They are doing everything they can to make their money back so it looks good to shareholders despite the negativity. They are in complete and utter panic mode, and their default is just to fuck over the player base. I show you this, by the way, because it falls in line with what Activision has said in regards to the current numbers for the Black Ops 7 beta. All they do is lie and gaslight and fuck you over and charge you more. Give me an amen in the comments section if you know I am speaking the truth. Where am I telling a lie? Where? Someone point to it on a map. Look at this, okay? This is all relevant information because everything they just said here about upgrading your subscription and all this stuff and getting community noted and lying and gaslighting and taking things away. Look at this and tell me they are to be trusted with anything. Activision's statement on the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta so far. The Black Ops 7 beta early access is already off to a great start. The early response across all platforms has been tremendous. Okay, and we've only just begun across all platforms. It looks like complete trash on Steam. You know we can see it, right? We look forward to the entire community across all platforms coming together to experience the open beta beginning Sunday. At this stage, with how little traction this is getting, I wouldn't even be shocked if they lose players when they launch the open beta. Like, people have already seen it, and they've already checked out. I have never seen such positivity with my negativity as I showed yesterday. There's usually always the most dedicated COD fanboys in my comments section saying that the game's pretty good and we're so back and all this stuff. I barely saw any of that this time. Again, like a 97% like to dislike ratio. Way better than Call of Duty stuff's getting. You can literally just look at the game, watch one of these paid shill streamers cover it and stream it and get a gauge for how the game is going to be. Not entirely, because I'm 99% sure these paid shill streamers are in bot lobbies and or they are somehow manipulating the matchmaking, because man, I'm sorry, I'm not here to just throw shade at these people, but these guys that make more money in a month than I do in a year, they're not to be trusted. And I hate to call this guy out specifically because I do like him and he's been nice to me the one time I've talked to him. But I just got some questions I gotta ask. One question specifically. Like, Scump, the last I heard, was suing Activision for $680 million. This is not me making something up. This is something that happened, and I covered it in a video. I've covered in videos where he has constantly been fined or demeaned for speaking out against the company and their practices. So for a long time there, I actually had a lot of respect for him. But that respect is gone because he's clearly, clear as fucking day, bullshitting us this year. I'm not making it up, and I'm not trying to throw shade. 2 years ago, he went from suing this company for $680 million to flying out to COD Next to being paid to stream the game and hand out beta codes for Activision themselves. How much money are they paying him under the table for him to drop this lawsuit and proceed just to gargle some balls? Like, what is happening? How am I supposed to trust someone that goes from suing a company for millions of dollars to peddling their product in the span of like 2 years? I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just asking a fucking question. Maybe I'm off base, and if so, I apologize, but yeah. And before you guys say, like, you have no proof that these guys are getting paid to stream this game, I actually do. I was around when XDefiant was coming out, and I was pretty buddy-buddy with the main two devs, Mark Rubin and Aches, and I recall seeing Scump and Nadeshot and the usual lot being paid to stream XDefiant by Ubisoft. Now, here's the thing. The devs are not Ubisoft. You know, the devs liked me, but Ubisoft didn't. I never got contacted to promote the game. I never got paid a cent by them. I didn't get anything but some free in-game skins as part of that Ubisoft partner program, which pretty much anybody can do. And it's not sour grapes, but like, why would you pay people to, this is like the only advertising they did, by the way. Why would you pay people to stream this game that are just going to drop it as soon as Call of Duty pays them more to go back to that, when you have someone like me who does not like Call of Duty, and I wouldn't join them even if they paid me? You know, you could hit me up and I would do that as well. And I get similar views, if not more, a lot of the time. So I'm like, it blows my mind. Again, it's not sour grapes. I understand that maybe the companies consider me a brand risk because I curse a lot and I call things out that aren't right. I understand that. In fact, there's this weird thing. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I had to warn some fellow content creators. I actually had to warn T-Dog and Chopper when I did the podcast with them that, hey, there's like this weird thing where if Activision sees you associating with me, they could blacklist you. And they were really cool about it. And they were like, yeah, we know. We're just going to chance it. That's a thing, by the way. I'm not making that up. Like, I am that disliked by them. One of my friends that's very close to Activision people, I'll keep him anonymous. I mean, here's proof if you want to see it, for what it's worth. And I understand it. I'm calling them out for things they do legitimately. But the point of all this is like, I just don't get it. It's the same thing. And the irony is not lost on me that I'm doing the same thing every year as well. Trust me, it's not lost on me at all. But it's the same people every year being paid to lie and just shill these games out to their audience that doesn't know any better. And to be honest with you guys, I'm just sick of it. There's nothing wrong with taking sponsors. There's nothing wrong with doing sponsored streams or whatever. But right now, I think you need to read the room and maybe just hold back on cashing that check this year, you know? On FaZe Swag's channel, he is currently getting disliked bombed and his views are kind of in the toilet because everyone has just kind of lost respect for him. He continues to shill for this game that he nearly cried about on camera 6 months ago because it was so bad. So he's got this video, like my first nuke in Black Ops 7, 18,000 views 16 hours ago, terrible like to dislike ratio. And this guy in the comments says, already 2-boxing. Look at his mini-map at the start of each game. 3 green team indicators and 2 of them are standing still. 2 box account names, Tremblay 20 and Tremblay 420. Now, this could be a weird coincidence, but I would not be surprised if the content creators being paid to show the game out are in whitelisted, easier, like, bot lobbies with less or no skill-based matchmaking. It would not surprise me whatsoever, because if I'm being completely honest, Swag's not that good. Scump's good. I could see him getting an actual nuke, obviously, but I don't know, man. It's just like I can't trust anything. I can't trust anything from the people that are in bed with the company. And I'm not talking about the people that got invited out to COD Next or whatever, because a lot of the people, a lot of the content creators that did get invited out to COD Next, some of them were shocked because they were pretty critical of the game. However, they can't ban everyone for being critical, right? They will do that, by the way. You will get blacklisted. I'm pretty sure Milo is after his most recent video that he did about the Dalek situation, which I guess is a good segue into it, because a lot of the content creators, I mean, I'm not super close with a lot of them, and granted, I feel like a lot of them don't like me, or they have that weird thing where they can't talk to me, or they get blacklisted, and I don't want to fuck with that with them. If they get invited out and it's their livelihood, I don't want to mess with that. So I try to just stay in the background and do my own thing. You know, I'm not being unfriendly. It's just I genuinely don't feel welcome for good reason, because Activision says I'm not. So there's that. But I'm just going to play the short from Milo's channel that he made. Hopefully he won't copyright strike me for this, but like, it's just, he covers every instance of Dalek getting told to get the fuck off zombies. And guys, Dalek is a sweetheart. Every time I have seen him just genuinely interacting with his chat and his viewers and stuff like that, he seems like the most wholesome, nicest guy ever. I have a pretty good bullshit detector. Like, this guy genuinely seems like a good dude. And for him to just be constantly kicked off zombies to play stuff he does not want to play 2 years in a row, it's just watch.
Interesting. So, charge it? Charge it? Okay, let's try and charge it.
Wait, I'm gonna have to you to move over to Payments Hollow.
Okay.
We still have some time to play zombies on the back end for sure.
Yeah.
We're just having everybody switch over.
Okay. Can I just finish, the time limit is 30 minutes. Can I just play for like 10 minutes and then jump in?
I think we're trying to have everybody move over so broadcast has stuff to be, but you still will have time to come back. So you still will have an hour to come back and still do all.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you so much.
That's all right. No, our game's gonna have to end early, boys. Okay, is that my one Warzone game? Do I go back to zombies now? Okay. Right, we've just been told no more dead ops. No, so we got as far as we could, but yeah, let's wrap it up. Oh no.
Thank you.
Come join us in Verdansk. We miss you. We need you.
I have not finished a full game of zombies. I will play Verdansk once I've played my 30 minutes of zombies. They really want me to play Verdansk. I know this is going to become clipped. Yeah, guys, we're keeping on. We're keeping on. Okay, first gun packed. Let's go back to the box and let's see what else we can get our hands on. What's that? No? Alright, so we are gonna have to exfil. Apparently Treyarch is saying that yeah, you need to. But I am literally gonna get to the end of the round now and exfil. I mean, let's be real, chat. How many of you want to actually see me play Verdansk? Put a 1 if you want to see it. If you don't want to see it, put a 2. 2? Okay. Alright, in that case, chat, we're gonna wrap it up. That's COD Next 2025 over and out.
So it's clear as day what they're doing here, to me at least. They're trying to cross-promote their modes to different audiences. It's basically a shady way of advertising everything. Instead of inviting creators out and letting them play what they want and then focusing on those creators when they're focusing on that particular mode, they had every creator play every mode in a sorry, shitty attempt to advertise the different aspects of Call of Duty to players that just basically had no interest. So, Dalek's a zombies guy. No one wants to watch him play Warzone or multiplayer. I'm a multiplayer guy. My audience would not want to see me play zombies, and they damn sure would not want to see me play Warzone. I've never even touched that shit on this channel. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stuff like that. Have the Warzone guys play Warzone, have the zombies guys play zombies, have the multiplayer guys play multiplayer. If they're down for all three and they do play all three, then let them, but stop forcing people to do things they don't want to do at these events. And the kicker to all this is that this is the second year in a row they've done this to this guy. Dalek, I mean, what the fuck, man? I just don't get it. Milo made an entire video about this. Mr. Raffle Waffles, for those that don't know him by his first name, but like he made an entire video about this. And again, there's so much to cover. I want to cover some stuff from Nero as well that he got from the YouTube stream of COD Next, which I completely missed because I can't be in like 20 different places at once. But let me show you this clip from Milo here. And this is about the Warzone bathroom situation.
There are players trying to compete in the World Series of Warzone, and dozens of them are not being allowed to use the bathroom. Like, what are we doing here? There's this tweet from Braxton. My 30-year-old teammate just had to ask a 19-year-old admin if he was allowed to pee like he was in kindergarten. Then you've got Shifty having to stand up for Biffle because the admins have made him wait 40 minutes while they're not playing, by the way, because the whole event is delayed because their servers weren't working. So literally everybody is just sitting in the firing range doing nothing. And this guy's not allowed to use the bathroom to the point that his teammate is having to say, what is going on here?
Told him to wait until we got in the lobby, and now he's been waiting.
He's been waiting.
For like 40 minutes ago.
It has to be after. It has to be after.
I mean, I'm just speaking up for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's been waiting 40 minutes, and then they had him do an interview, and they said wait for him to get into the lobby, and now he's in the lobby, and they're not letting him go to the bathroom. So it's like, why even tell him to wait? You know what I mean?
I jumped into a stream from one of the teams competing. This is what it looked like. There's nothing happening. The whole thing's delayed. And not only that, but you then have the exact same inconsistency of communication issue happening with the players where FIFA Kill, for example, says some people have been told by their admins they're allowed to stream, and our admins are shouting at us, telling us to end our stream. I got packet loss in the test games. We're using desk-mounted stream mics for comms in-game instead of headset mics, and some people are on full-screen exclusive while others are on borderless and being told they're not allowed to switch. And then when FIFA Kill is talking to the admins and saying this doesn't make sense, this is inconsistent policy, they're saying to him, don't worry about anyone else, worry about yourself, end your stream now. While other people are just streaming.
Milo mentioned in his commentary that like it's not the employee's fault, and it's not. It's the higher ups, and this is what I've been saying for, I believe, months now. The higher ups need to be canned. I mean, I don't think it's possible because they are the higher ups, right? But maybe Daddy Phil Spencer can go in there and be like, hey, all of you fucking idiots are fired. You don't know what you're doing. You're causing mass chaos. You're causing potential grounds for lawsuits because people are going to have to piss their pants at the World Series of Warzone tournaments. I remember covering, what was it, about a year ago now, where World Series of Warzone participants were not paid. Do you guys remember that? I lost track on if like the people actually got paid. There was one guy in particular, I said, hey, I'm going to keep covering this until you get paid. The last I checked, it was like 6 months after I kept up with him. He just deleted his Twitter. He deleted his Twitter and I couldn't find him anymore. I don't think he ever got paid his like, I'm not sure how much it was, but it was, I think 5 figures. It was a lot of money, and it's like this entire company is so fucking mismanaged. One of my friends who is, I'll keep him anonymous as well, but he's a reviewer. He is a writer for gaming, movie websites and whatnot. And I remember him telling me back when Modern Warfare 2 was a thing, his employers were trying to get concrete answers from Activision. This is 100% true, by the way. They were trying to get, like, concrete answers from Activision on if they were going to get sent an advanced copy of Modern Warfare 2 to review. And the emails they kept getting in response to that were just back and forth. It was like, yeah, we are. Actually, hold on, we don't know. And it kept going on and on until eventually the site intending to do a review on this game just had to buy their own fucking copies for their reviewers because nobody knew what the hell was going on. How is this company this mismanaged? Like from the top to the bottom, everything I have showed you in this video. How can you stick up for it? Okay, so I had a viewer of mine and he left a very, very nice comment. And I may have lost it. YouTube searching for comments is kind of dog shit, honestly. If I do find it, it'll be up on the screen right now. But basically, he was explaining very cordially, mind you, like why he's still going to play Black Ops 7, why he's enjoying the game. And I reply very cordially, and I'm like, dude, like, honestly, I envy you. I don't fault you at all for wanting to play the game. Do not listen to me if you want to play this game and you enjoy it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anyone else talking shit about the game. If you truly enjoy it, play it. I stick by that. I stand by that, right? And I said, though, in my comment, like, I envy you, honestly, because I wish I could just look past all of this stuff, this mountain of, I mean, even if the games were good, the people running things behind the scenes are awful, like objectively awful. They don't know what they're doing. They're incompetent. And even if the games were good, I'd still have to call this out. There's more, though. This is going to be such a long video, but I'm one guy, and I have to, like, splice up different creators covering all this because I just can't get to it all. So this is Nero talking about the COD Next stream. This goes back to them being dishonest and how you should not trust anything they fucking say, okay? Just look at this from Nero.
A whole different story. I wish I was making this up here, but Activision literally botted their own chat so no actual reactions or feedback could be seen. You may think I'm joking, but look at it here, man. I have the entire thing recorded. The entire chat is just Arabic and copy and pasted emoji spam and nothing more. You might see an actual message maybe every couple of minutes, and this wasn't just for a little bit either. It went on for hours. As I'm recording this video right now, the presentation is still going on. They're talking about Warzone right now, and I don't give a shit about Warzone, so I'm not watching that. I think they're talking about the new Resurgence map, which is basically going to be an expansion of the Liberty Falls Zombies map, and in there, literally the exact same thing is happening, and look at this right here. What looks like it might be a real person is saying, at Anime Rush, you got me dying laughing with that comment, but there's nobody named Anime Rush in the entire chat. I looked, I scrolled, here's this dude, I love you, Activision. Like, holy shit, guys. They actually botted their entire YouTube chat, so it looks like people are happy, or at the very least, it looks like people are interested, right? It's giving off that illusion. What an absolute scumbag move by Activision. They can't get by on the merit of their own reveal or their own presentation, but rather they have to control the narrative when it comes to the community's immediate response on YouTube. It's just so freaking scummy.
Guys, I don't know if this is just a new era or if the company is literally burning to the ground before our eyes. In fact, if I go back and I just check Steam charts right here, now that like the evening's kind of upon us, I'm not kidding you guys. It's now nearly 6 p.m. EST. No one is playing the fucking beta. We have less players this Friday than we did on a Thursday. What more proof do you need that things are really bad? I mean, I can compare it all day to Battlefield 6, which I will be playing day one. I will see the rest of you October 10th. You have lost me. I will be playing Black Ops 7, but again, I have a free Game Pass voucher. If it doesn't work, truthfully, I'm just gonna upload Black Ops 6 and you motherfuckers can squint and pretend I am playing it. I don't have to play it to review it. I can review it just from looking at it, and it looks like absolute shit. Everything Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft, Call of Duty, Black Ops 7, it's done. We're seeing it burn in front of our face. I don't know when they are going to correct course. as content creators, I know I said some good things about content creators. I said some bad things in this video. I just want to say we need to get on the same page, like all of us. We all need to get on the same page. There are more content creators I wanted to cover, but at the risk of making this video like an hour long, I'll just say I really like T-Dog's stance on Black Ops 7, how he says he actually likes the game, and I truly believe that. He's a Call of Duty like super fan. But the matchmaking, just in and of itself, it's such a terrible problem. It will kill the game within like a month. Absolutely no one will stay on it, especially when they have an alternative with no manipulative matchmaking called Battlefield 6. It just is not going to happen, Activision, not this year. I'm out of time though, guys. If you enjoyed this long video, please like it. I really appreciate it. Check out this video sponsor, WowCube. It's a really cool thing. It's coming out very soon. And I don't know, guys. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. I'm tired. I'm gonna go have a Blame Wiser. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.